Hello, hello. All right. Today we're going to talk about how not having partners can definitely cause us issues with our real estate growth. Now, I want you to think about that a little bit as we move forward. And this is going to be a great conversation. I'm hoping that everybody learns from this. And I'm going to go into a personal story in a little while. But let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get this started. Trying to do everything by ourselves in real estate at some point is going to push us to failure. Now here's the crazy part about all this. The smarter we are oftentimes causes us more issues because we believe that no matter what we're going to be able to figure it out. And what ends up happening is we start having delays, we have missed deals, we start suffering through burnout. And my promise today is I'm going to show you how we can avoid a lot of these issues by just being able to have some partnerships. Now let's go back to the smart individuals. Look, we're smart. We're always trying to underwrite every single deal ourselves. We're out here. We're searching for the deals alone. We're avoiding, broker calls because we don't want to look dumb. We're not bringing in partners because that we could actually share the risk with. And what the crazy thing is it's not independence. It's actually a bottleneck in our process because if we have individuals that are able to do a lot of these things, we're able to get a lot more done. Now, in this instance, if you're trying to do everything yourself, you're absolutely not building a business. You're building yourself you're not building a business. You're actually building yourself a job. Now, part of the reason that smart people fail is that they have a lot of confidence in their intelligence from the past, right? We've always been able to figure things out, so we know we're going to be able to figure this out too. And it causes us a lot of issues. Carol Dweck, one of the things that she talks about with the growth mindset is that people that don't have a growth mindset live in fear of actually looking stupid or not wanting to ask for help because they think that it takes away from who they are. And they have this fear of asking questions. They don't want to admit that they don't know something. And so that can become a real issue down the road. Again, we want to try to get out of that mindset. We have a lot of control issues. We want to be in there. We want to control every single decision because we've always been able to make something happen in the past. We don't have trust for other people. And again, it all falls back on us, right? Past experiences, with people can often cause us not to have that trust. But here's the thing: the past experiences are going to limit what we can get to in the future. Right? It's going to limit where we're going to be able to grow to. Now, let me break this down. If we don't have partners, we're going to miss out on a lot of broker relationships that we could have, and we're going to miss out on a lot of deal flow. Because if I'm able to focus on one job and I have a partner that's over here I have one partner that's able to go out and find deals. I have another partner that's able to build these relationships, right? That's going to help us in the long run actually be able to build an entire entity, an entire business. Also, if we're trying to grow on our own, it's going to be slower growth because we only have one brain, right? We don't know what we don't know, but when we have partners, they're able to come in and they're going to help us with those things that we don't know. Hopefully, our partner can offset our limited capacity, the things that we don't know. We also have limited bandwidth. We don't have the ability to do all of these things and become really good at it. One of the things that I teach the students is that we want to have 25 brokers within the first week or two, right? Now think about this. If you're putting in the time to keep a relationship with 25 brokers, how are you going to have the time to underwrite numerous deals, right? Keep this deal flowing, or to go out and look at all the properties. Maybe you're researching 100 properties a week, right? All of these things as you're working as a team can actually become a process for each one of those individuals. We also don't have someone that will challenge our assumptions. So maybe I believe that I'm on the right path and no one's going to challenge me. And if I take this thing and it goes down in fire, it's all my fault. And no one was there to actually stop me. So it takes much more time to figure those kinds of things out, right? The investor with a team does more in 1 year than what a solo investor would do in 5 years. Now keep that in mind. Now, what do the successful investors actually do? They go out and they build a team early. Now, who's part of our team? Brokers, lenders, property managers, contractors, partners. Every single one of them are going to help us start leveraging different strengths, right? We could find somebody that's going to help us raise capital, somebody that's going to help us operate. All of those things are able to be handled when you have a team that can come out and handle it, right? Now, we're not going to scale just by doing more. We have to scale by involving other people. One of the biggest things that I always tell, or when I'm talking to other people, it's we're always going to run out of money at some point, right? At some point, we're going to run out of money, and if we have partners, hopefully we're able to spread that load, or we're able to have partners that are going to help us raise money to keep these deal flows going. Now, there's some other very, very good things about having partnerships. And this one is a personal story. About 2 years ago, I was on vacation and I had a vehicle run off the road, run through one of my units, literally ran through one of the units. It was all over the news. It was a big deal. And I was nowhere near the ability to actually go out and help get things done with this. Literally because I had good property managers, I had good general contractors. That day, even insurance agents, that day, they started handling everything for me, right? I was able to continue enjoying my vacation. They went ahead and got everything processed, made sure that there was nothing to worry about. I didn't have to stay concerned. I mean, I had an hour or two of dealing with it, but at the end of the day, I was able to continue enjoying the vacation. And, that would have never been possible had I had to stop everything I was doing and handle this issue, right? Now, one thing to consider is we want to make sure that we structure the partnerships so everybody knows what their job is. We define the problem so we know what we're trying to get to, how to go from A to B, right? We also want to know what our end result needs to look like. Now, let's go ahead and bring this home. If you're trying to do everything yourself, you're definitely not being efficient. You're actually limiting yourself. So here's my challenge to you today. I want you to go ahead and find you a broker or two that you believe you could partner with, or that you believe you can keep in your circle, right? I want you to make sure that you reach out to your property manager, try to build a team with a good property manager. Start talking to some potential partners today. Don't wait until you have a deal, and go ahead and build some more relationships with some friends. Again, real estate is not a solo career. And the faster you learn how to play as a team, the more successful you're going to be. Thank you.